When you walk into an interview room, it might feel like you're just going to answer a few questions about your experience and skills. But in reality, every question the interviewer asks has a purpose. Each one is designed to uncover something specific about who you are, how you think, and how you'll perform on the job. That's why understanding the different types of interview questions is so important. It helps you prepare not just what to say, but how to say it. Let's explore these types in detail. The purpose behind each, how to recognize them, and how to respond in a way that makes you stand out as a confident and capable candidate. Traditional questions. These are the classics, the ones almost everyone expects. They usually start with prompts like, "Tell me about yourself," or "Why do you want to work here?" or "What are your strengths and weaknesses?" Traditional interview questions help employers get an overview of your background and motivations. They're not meant to trick you. Instead, they allow you to present your professional story clearly. When you hear these, think of them as open doors. The interviewer is inviting you to talk about your journey, your education, your past jobs, your accomplishments, and your professional goals. A good way to answer these is to keep your story structured. Start from the beginning, highlight key achievements, and connect them to the position you're applying for. For example, if they ask, "Tell me about yourself," don't start with childhood memories. Instead, give a brief summary of your professional background, what you've learned, and how it leads to this new opportunity. Behavioral questions. Behavioral interview questions are based on a simple but powerful belief that your past behavior predicts your future performance. These questions usually start with phrases like, "Tell me about a time when," or "Give me an example of how you handled," or "Describe a situation where you had to." For instance, you might be asked, "Tell me about a time when you dealt with a difficult coworker," or "Give an example of when you went above and beyond your job responsibilities." To answer these effectively, use the STAR method: situation, task, action, and result. Briefly describe the situation, explain what task you had to complete, tell what actions you took, and finally, share the result or outcome. What makes behavioral questions powerful is that they reveal your problem-solving style, teamwork ability, communication skills, and emotional intelligence. Situational questions. Situational questions are similar to behavioral ones, but instead of asking about the past, they focus on hypothetical scenarios. You might hear questions like, "If you were leading a project and your team missed a deadline, what would you do?" Or, "How would you handle a customer who's unhappy with your service?" These questions test your ability to think critically and respond professionally in challenging situations. Employers want to see how you would act if faced with common workplace issues. To handle these, stay calm and think through your answer logically. Start by identifying the problem, outline a practical solution, and explain the reasoning behind your choice. Avoid saying, "I don't know," or giving unrealistic responses like, "I'd never let that happen." Instead, show that you can stay composed and proactive under pressure. Technical questions. In many industries, technical interview questions are a crucial part of the process. These questions test your job-specific knowledge and hands-on skills. For example, a software developer might be asked to explain how an algorithm works or to write a piece of code. An accountant might be asked about financial reconciliation or audit procedures. A marketing professional might be asked to create a short campaign idea. The best way to prepare for technical questions is through practice and review. Go over the essential tools, concepts, and processes relevant to your field. Sometimes, employers may even ask you to complete a short practical test or case study on the spot. The key is to demonstrate not only that you know what to do, but also why it's done that way. Clarity, precision, and confidence are your allies here. Competency-based questions. Competency-based questions focus on specific skills that the company considers essential for the role. These can include leadership, teamwork, adaptability, problem-solving, or decision-making. A question might sound like, "Describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision under pressure," or "Can you give an example of how you worked effectively in a team?" Unlike general behavioral questions, competency-based ones are directly linked to measurable skills. The interviewer is checking whether your past experiences demonstrate the abilities they need. To answer, link your real experiences with the required competencies. If the job requires leadership, talk about when you guided a team through a challenge. If it demands adaptability, share how you successfully adjusted to sudden changes. Problem-solving and analytical questions. These questions test your thinking process more than your specific experience. They might include riddles, puzzles, or logical challenges. For example, how many tennis balls can fit in a school bus? Or, what would you do if two team members gave you conflicting instructions? The interviewer doesn't expect a perfect answer. They want to see how you approach the problem, whether you stay calm, think clearly, and explain your reasoning. In such moments, don't rush. Take a second, think out loud, and walk the interviewer through your thought process. Even if your answer isn't exact, your approach might impress them more than the final result. Cultural fit questions. Modern employers don't just want skilled employees, they want people who will blend well with the company's culture. That's where cultural fit questions come in. Expect questions like, what kind of work environment do you thrive in? Or, how do you handle feedback? Or, what type of team dynamic brings out your best performance? These help employers assess whether your personality, values, and working style align with their organization. The best strategy is honesty. Don't say what you think they want to hear. Instead, share how you genuinely prefer to work and collaborate. A good cultural match benefits both sides, so be authentic in your responses. Brainteaser questions. Although less common today, Brainteaser questions still appear in some creative and tech interviews. These are designed to test your logic, creativity, and ability to think outside the box. An example could be, why are manhole covers round? Or, if you could be any object in this office, what would you be? The interviewer isn't looking for one correct answer but rather your reasoning, imagination, and composure under unexpected questioning. The trick here is to stay relaxed, smile, and think aloud. Your mindset is what matters most. Personality questions. These questions are meant to reveal who you are beyond your resume. They explore your motivations, preferences, and attitude toward work. Examples include, what motivates you to do your best work? Or, how do you handle stress? Or, what are you passionate about? When answering, be authentic but professional. Focus on traits that reflect a positive and mature work ethic, curiosity, resilience, teamwork, and continuous learning. The role of job description. Before any interview, one of the smartest things you can do is study the job description carefully. It tells you exactly what the employer values most, whether it's leadership, creativity, or technical precision. Understanding the job description helps you anticipate the kind of interview questions you might face. If the description emphasizes collaboration, expect teamwork-related questions. If it mentions independent decision-making, you might face situational or analytical ones. The job description is your roadmap. It guides your preparation and helps you align your answers with what the employer is truly looking for. The connection between question types and communication style. While each question type serves a different purpose, they all aim to assess how you communicate. That's why clarity, confidence, and connection matter as much as content. Interviewers remember stories, not statistics. When answering, try to make your points relatable. Use short, engaging examples, keep your tone conversational, and speak as if you're telling a story rather than reciting a script. Preparing for the real moment. Preparation is more than just memorizing answers. It's about understanding the why behind each question type. Practice by recording yourself or answering questions aloud. Notice your tone, pacing, and body language. Ask yourself, does this sound natural, or does it sound rehearsed? The more you rehearse in a realistic way, the more authentic you'll be in the actual interview. The power of awareness. By now, you've seen that interview questions aren't random. Each one fits into a category, serving a purpose, from understanding your technical ability to testing your emotional intelligence. Whether you face behavioral, situational, or personality-based questions, your goal is to show that you not only have the skills but also the mindset to succeed. And remember, the interviewer isn't your opponent. They're simply trying to find the right fit for their team. So next time you sit across the table, remember what each type of question reveals, stay calm, and be yourself. That's the true key to success in any interview, not just answering questions, but connecting through them.